just for me. And it's gonna be big. Hey!
Hey y'all, it's Angel with Sisters in Purpose. Welcome back to my channel. Today's episode is a little more personal. I want to talk about what it really feels like when you start growing out of certain spaces, when you're walking in purpose, but the support isn't matching the effort, and how I'm learning to still move forward in peace. This episode is called I Am Becoming because that's exactly where I'm at right now, in the middle of becoming who I'm meant to be. So, over the summer, I made a lot of great connections. I met a lot of great people, attended a lot of great events. But as I started to evolve Sisters in Purpose, I noticed that the support slightly wasn't mutual. And it was extremely disappointing because I'm the type I will, I won't gatekeep. I'll support, I'll do my best to show up, even when it may be an inconvenience for me. And to not get that in return is definitely a disappointing feeling. But I firmly believe that God has people out there for me that will reciprocate, that will 100% support me and be there when I need them and, know what I need before I need it. I used to think I needed those rooms to thrive, but now I realize they were just part of the journey, not the destination. When you're evolving, it can definitely be a lonely feeling because a lot of times you don't do the things you used to do. You don't hang around in the same spaces you used to hang around in. And people tend to not understand that. They think you're acting funny. They just don't understand it. They may not believe what you believe. So, a lot of times you lose people and it can be a very lonely feeling. It may leave you questioning yourself, but it has nothing to do with you and everything to do with the person that you're growing into. Going through my procedure recently, it was definitely an eye opener. I mean, in all honesty, I had no idea that so many people were concerned. It wasn't intentional that I didn't tell anyone. I truly was in denial. I did not want to do it. It was a very serious procedure because again it's my eyes, in my head I'm like thinking the worst, like I don't want to be blind, something goes wrong, and then I can't see. But at the same time I know I did need the support, especially after the procedure and realizing that it was really tough, not having that support there. But I'm truly thankful for the outpouring of support and everyone that was like, you should have said something. I really should have, but again, it was very, very last minute because one thing that it taught me is that when something is meant to happen, it's going to happen whether you want it to or not. I kid you not, I procrastinated and this thing just worked itself out. Like, I didn't think the insurance would approve it. The eye drops, I was like, oh, they're going to make me pay out of pocket. I didn't have to pay anything out of pocket for the eye drops for the procedure. I was like, something happened with my car. I was like, I don't think I'll be able to make it there. I got there. My therapist offered to give me a ride home. I really, really didn't think that this procedure would happen, and it did. Like, without me even trying, it came together, and I ended up having the procedure done on my eye. So it just comes to let me know that when God has something for you or when something's meant to happen, it's going to happen regardless of what we do or how we may react. It's going to happen. Growth is not always visible in the beginning, and it's not always comfortable. When you're trying to outgrow the person that you were, it can, again, be lonely. It can be uncomfortable. And I mean, you have to be okay with it. Growth is not always pretty, but the result is always beautiful. So you just have to keep pushing through it, which is what I have been doing. I've just been pushing through the growth, pushing through everything that's been happening because I know it's for my greater good. I'm going through the fire, but I know that I won't come out charred. Again, so going back to, everyone mentioning they didn't know about my diagnosis or my procedure. I've always been a person that has had a hard time asking for help. I'm a person that's very understanding. Like, I get that people have their own stuff going on, and that, with that being said, I try not to ask anything of anyone, especially because a lot of times, like, when I get a no, I'm just like, okay, it honestly deters me. I don't, and I understand that sometimes it could just be a one-time thing, but a lot of times, especially if I'm, like asking for help, and you're just constantly like, no, and, not checking back in, and, not seeing like, I can't help you here, but can I help you here? At one point or another, I'm just gonna be like, I'm not gonna ask anymore. And I think it goes back to, just the people that I've been surrounded with. I've had people who, have done stuff without me asking, who, call. I do have people that call and check in on me, that I know I can call whenever I need help. But being surrounded by people for so long who, you know, are only around when I can benefit them, and not checking in and not supporting, not sharing my stuff, not, mentioning or inviting me into the room, it put me at a point where I just no longer ask for help. I just feel like, I just rather get it done myself because I don't want to feel like a bother or a burden to anyone. But I'm learning that when it comes to those who do want to pour into me, that it doesn't make me weak, it makes me balanced, and that it's okay to receive from others. I am not behind. I am becoming. The distance I feel is not rejection, it's redirection. I release the need to be understood by everyone because the right souls will recognize my light. I no longer chase belonging, I create it. I honor the woman I am becoming even when it gets quiet. I am divinely guided and protected, fully equipped and surrounded by unseen support. My path is mine, and I am walking in it with peace, purpose, and power. I am becoming is about feeling comfortable with not going with the crowd, but going against it. Um, being the odd person, being okay with being the odd person out. Um, you're not always going to be accepted, and that's okay. It's okay to blaze your own path. It's okay to be your own person. Um, yes, we need each other, but the right people will find you, and it's going to be peaceful. It won't be chaotic. You won't be constantly looking over your shoulder or wondering if that person is going to support you or not. You're going to know your people when you find your people, and be okay with that. I'm no longer chasing belonging. I'm creating it. So if you're watching this and you've been feeling the same loneliness or shift, just know you're not crazy. You're not behind. You're becoming. Keep showing up, keep healing, and trust that your purpose will make room for you. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this with another woman who needs a reminder that she's not alone in her becoming. Pray and have a good day.
Just for me.